So something that I think that we've found over the years that's really important to us is family life balance. Like, I think at the start of business it's really like chasing the dollar, and you need sales to do a business, but as we've gone on, I think we're into about year 5 now, we're really trying to establish it to be family life balance.
Yes.
So you're obviously a full-time wife, we hope. Full-time mum.
Yes.
Stepmom.
Yes.
Business owner of 2 businesses at the moment. You take care of majority of the house stuff. Like, I'm going to say 95%. You are the true MVP. So, like, how do you find balance amongst, like, all of that stuff?
I think the key for me, for my hairdressing, because we both started businesses at the same time. We've both been in business. We pretty much started the same year, so both in 5 years. So longevity obviously helps to know what works and what doesn't work. I think for me personally, with my clients, I make my times work and my client times work for me and my life and my family. And I've got Peach at home full time, and I work as well at home. So choosing the time slots for my clients that are going to work for us and our family, I think is key. And I think that gives you longevity in business, because it makes you want to continue in business rather than regretting, oh, I've got to work this late night, I'm taken away from my family time. I personally hated working late nights because it took away from dinner time with you guys and hanging out with you guys, or working weekends because that took away from going to the kids' parties and things like that. So I was like, nah, I'm over this. I'm not doing this anymore. So now I open a 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. slot for my clients. They can come then. I do a 9 o'clock and I do a 2 p.m. slot. So it works for them, and I don't really budge on those times for clients, because you've got to make it work for you. And
that's something that you're very good at, I think. Like, you're very unapologetically...
Yes, boundaries.
This is boundaries, where I know my personality. So we've kind of got like similar personality types, but very different.
Yes.
Where I can very much get in the trap of probably like people pleasing, chasing that next dollar,
Yes.
chasing that next job. If I don't get it, I'm going to miss out on it. And that probably stems from like a fear of like next, and having a lack of trust, which is stuff I'm working on separately. But you're very good at just like, no, this is enough. This is what works. These are my boundaries. And if the clients want to use my service, it's going to work. And we've had so many clients come into our home that would never be early morning people, that now only book early mornings because it's so convenient. And you're really, I don't know how many people do this, but I from what I see, you're really pioneering that space of those early morning appointments. There's no hair salons open at that time. You're really pioneering that space to be like, hey, come get your hair done before you go to work.
Yes.
Look beautiful, feel beautiful, go about your day, go home to your family.
Yeah, 100%. And I think people think it's really strange when I first say it to new clients.
As you would. Who gets their hair done at 4 a.m.?
You can come at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. They're like, I'm not normally up at that time. But yeah, once they come once, they rebook that, because they're like, actually, it works better for me. And they could be single people. They could be going off to work. They could be mums. They can be anybody. But I think the key is to have that boundary in business, because other than that, you just run yourself into the ground and you regret and you don't like it anymore. Yes. So you've really got to set really good, healthy boundaries in business. And I think that is key. And for me, that's one of them. And yeah, I want to chase the money and I want to do this. And I have a dollar amount that I want to make, definitely. But it's not at the compromise of myself and my family, my kids. Like, I'm not going to do it long term if that's the case.
Yeah. No, you're awesome at that, which probably leads into our next topic, which would be like values.
Yes.
And how do you align your business with your values? So I think I'll speak on behalf of both of us, but then you elaborate in here. I think some of our values are obviously family. Mm-hmm. For us, it's God and our relationship with, going to church, and a relationship with teaching our kids about, love and respect and God and everything that comes within that sphere. It's also being in business. We love business, so that falls into it. Ethical business. Yeah. And there's also like relationships, like community. We think it's very important to have community. But then another probably value of ours is also like building assets and building our finances, because not just so much for the money, but for that generational blessing that we can help our girls as the world gets tougher and everything gets harder. We can try and build things to help our kids. So tell me a little bit about your values and what that looks like for you.
Oh, I feel like that's such a big question. There's a lot in there, but I think
what is your number one value?
My family.
Yeah.
So for me, that's showing, so on my social media for my business, it's showing my family so that people know, if they haven't met me before, that is something that I don't compromise on, that it's my family. I tell all my clients, my daughter's here with me at home, so like it's got to be an open, fun space for her to be in and things like that. You even
highlight like that sort of stuff on your Instagram reels. I love your reels where you're like, me and my little apprentice, and you've got Peachy like dancing, and that's what you promote, so people know. So it's not this home salon you're coming to and, oh, surprise, there's a 2-year-old. It's like, no, come over to this family business where you'll get to know my family. And I think the way you're doing it, especially in your industry, you're going to create lifelong customers. From what I hear and what I see in the salon, I'm like, a lot of these girls have been coming to you for 5 years already, and I don't see them going anywhere. Yeah,
definitely. And they're super okay if I need to stop or start or anything like that, because they know that's the expectation, that the kids are here, and when Indigo's here and I'm working in the school holidays, then the girls are going to come down and say hi. But yeah, and I think generational wealth is something that is super important to us, to be able to leave something for the girls when we kick on. So being able to set us up to then in turn set the girls up by investing into certain things along the way, so that they've got something to help them and their family when they get older.
And I guess even teaching them, like not just like giving them, but teaching them about business and about finances and money and things that can help them. Like, we're by no means financial advisors in any way. We actually are terrible at that, but we have a plan and we stick to that plan, and we're on the same page with it, which I think is what makes us strong in that area of our marriage. But teaching our girls, like, they had a lemonade stand I think last year, and Indigo's been asking to do a car wash where she can save up her money, and then the money that she generates from that will teach her about, okay, cool, like 10% of that we'll put into a giving jar, this portion is, you can spend that, have fun with that, you know, those little things. I think that sets those foundations for knowledge for the future.
Definitely.
Cool.